Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the simulator. Today I got my Garmin R10 set up, and I got the Pro TVX up here, which is going to be feeding shot data to the feed here, but it's not going to be feeding anything into this app. This is Home T Hero, the Garmin Golf app. If you guys have never used it, it's not the most graphically awesome thing you'll ever use, but you can find almost any course on the planet. So a course that you can't find on GS Pro or E6, you're going to be able to find more than likely here on the Home T Hero app. This is Crane Field Golf Course. It's in Clinton, Utah, or Clinton, depending on how you pronounce it, how much of a redneck you are. But you can see, I'll tell you right now, that the stuff on the left here on the first hole, and I'm not going to do this for every hole, but just to give you a little bit of an outline of how Home T Hero works. The stuff on this first hole at the actual golf course is all houses with busted up vinyl fences in the backyard from errant tee shots and everything you would expect from a golf course that's basically in a community. And this other side is just, I think it's an adjacent fairway, but it's showing rocks and cactus and sand. This course isn't really in the middle of a desert like this looks like. Everything should be good to go. I've got a tee time at this course in a little over an hour, so I'm just going to do a little bit of warm up till I need to leave. And then post it for you fine people. I do have to use my phone to steer everything here, and we'll see how everything looks. No warm up yet. This is the warm up. You guys can see the 3-mile-an-hour wind blowing from my right to left, and that's supposedly real course conditions. So out there right now on the real course, you're going to have a little bit of wind, probably a negligible amount of wind, not even worth really adjusting your shot for, right? Okay, we pushed it right. I can feel I got some sunblock on my hands here. Off the heel. Again, the lab software is not feeding anything into Home T Hero. It's just to show you what I'm doing. The Garmin R10 back here is doing all the data feeding. Looks like we have 230 left into the pin. If anybody is interested or cares, black tees at this course are a little over 6,000 yards, or a little under, I can't remember. And then you go down from there, blue, white, red, I believe. We might have gold tees, I can't remember. That's gonna go right. And you can see this is not nearly as graphically, it's not given as good of a presentation as GS Pro. It's fun, and you can find almost any golf course. That's why I like it. So we got 80 yards into the green. Obviously we're not going to be putting, and you can see that we're going to lose 10% of our power because we're in the rough. A little bit of wind. And then wherever you land on the green, the outer circle's 2 putts, the inner circle's 1. And there you have it. Home Tee Hero bogey. Hole 2, par 4, right? There's a little bit more of a cartoony presentation here. Okay, once I get warmed up, those drives go a little further, but right now they're just going an average distance. And I am using my TaylorMade mini burner mini driver. 177 to the pin, tailwind. You can't really tell what kind of lie you're on. Also, that's not the correct club. The Garmin R10 is a great little unit. There's some features you're obviously not going to have, but good unit. That's going to go, that should have gone a little more left than that, but again, it's a Doppler-based launch monitor. It's a couple of few years old at this point, if I'm not mistaken. I bought it almost a year ago. And then I let one of my friends at work use it. He was hitting balls. I think he was hitting balls on his patio, maybe his basement. And then he gave it back. He said he wasn't using it enough. He started school again, so. That probably should have gone a little further than that, but the Garmin does a good job of those short chip shots. Another bogey. Okay, what time is it? Not quite time to leave. Par 3, 150 yard par 3. Wind's blowing a little bit to the, out of the, from right to left, let's say that. That was thin. Not bad. Fairway. So we got 26 yards to go. Let's do a little 8-iron chip here. I'd like to start using more of these on the real golf course. They're a little bit safer than a high lofted wedge, especially for beginner folks such as myself. But I don't think the Garmin picks them up very well. Let's check. Okay, the Pro Tee picked it up, obviously. The Garmin didn't. I haven't had much luck with the chipping with a wedge. So we'll chip with a normal club here that the Garmin can pick up. And there are some sound effects, I just don't think they're coming through. Another bogey. Okay, fourth hole. I'm trying to remember the fourth hole at the real course. Yeah, this is accurate with the water hazards, so that's pretty cool. I'm just trying to think of where it is. This is the hole. You cross a road and go into another part of the course on this hole. So hopefully you're riding. Okay, looks like I pulled it. If I'm not mistaken, this area over here is the tee box for the next hole. Maybe up here. Buck 82 here. Okay, I pulled it a little again. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm lucky to be able to even do anything with a 4-iron this early in the morning. This is not warmed up. Okay, we know that these chips never go as far as I think they will in GS Pro, so we'll give it a little bit more butt here. Oh, give it to us? Nope. It didn't give it to us. It's Saturday, it's Masters Week 2025, so I'm not sure who made the cut or not. I haven't checked yet. 210 yards. All right, what hole? I'm trying to remember what hole this is. Yep, there is a water hazard down there. I actually put one in that water hazard last time we played Cranefield. So I'm gonna aim over here. Well, no, not that far, because we got some wind, just in case I pull it again. I think I might have pulled it. Garmin's saying that it was not a pull, it was a push. Yeah, it should have been 42 yards offline to the left according to Pro T. The Garmin picked it up differently than that, which is fine. I just set it up. I didn't really align it too much. That's kind of a foul on my part. Okay, 59 yards into the wind. We're going to take a 10% penalty here. Get up there. I wish they had more Utah courses on GS Pro, but I'm not really in the market to pay the kind of money I would want to pay to get them developed by a course developer, because I would want it to be high fidelity and all of that stuff. And I think high fidelity, high detail runs about $2,500, $3,000. I'm not in the market for it right now. Okay, not a bad drive into the 10-mile-an-hour headwind. You can see the Pro T says that should have been 18 yards to the left, offline. We still got 291 to go. Trying to remember this whole par 5. Okay, yeah. So we would have come back out of that neighborhood to this par 5 here. Pro T says that should have been 25 yards offline to the left. It wasn't. Wondering how bad my alignment is here. Okay, it's probably time to start thinking about heading to the course. 70 yards in. Got a little bit of a wind. We need to give it a little bit more butt here. That's gonna go way right. "17 yards in. Should I give it a little bit more? I don't know. What did we get there? Double? Bogey? Just a regular old bogey. I think we bogeyed every hole. And the Garmin's pretty forgiving. We'll probably finish out the front 9, and then I gotta pack up my bag and head to the golf course. One of these days, when I can get my handicap a little more under control. Right now I'm a 25 handicap out on the real course. I'm thinking about recording some on-course videos, which, if any of you know, that's quite a burden. It's a lot easier if you can go out by yourself. Okay, that's probably gonna go, yep, okay. If you can go out by yourself, it's a lot easier because you're not holding people up and you don't have other people in the frame of your recordings and stuff. But it's pretty burdensome to record on course videos. Unless you're a weirdo, I don't know. If you don't care about other people or holding up the people that are behind you, I think recording on-course videos is a little less burdensome. Or if you're like a single-digit handicap and you scoot at a pretty good clip, because you got to get your camera tripod. I would just leave my phone on the tripod, and it would be a bunch of different videos, say, that it'd all have to be patched together in some sort of video editing software after the fact. So not only does it take longer during the actual round, but then you got to do a bunch of video editing. It's pretty burdensome. Oh man, thought I could get it in that center circle there. To be completely honest, I 2-putt most greens lately, 3-putt some when I'm having a magic moment. Okay, I didn't know playing from the black tees added so much distance to these holes. Maybe we'll play from blues. That was pretty crummy. I doubt we'll even make it over to the fairway. Get up there. Okay, so you can see we needed to hit 225 carry to get to the fairway, and that wasn't a good shot. That's a little more aggravated of a pull than Pro T showed, the lab software. Like I said, I didn't align the R10 or calibrate it. I guess I was in too much of a hurry. That was a pretty bad shot. Carry 69. Yeah, that sucks. That's one of those shots you don't want to make on the real golf course. It was fat. Sweet. It saved us one stroke at least. All right, this will be the last hole of the video. I got to scoot off to the real golf course here. It's a par 4. Par 4. I don't remember this hole. Number 9. So we'd be coming back into the clubhouse. Which hole is this? That's a great question. Terrible, terrible shot there. Get up there. Another bad shot. Little worm burner. Just going from rough to rough here. Let's hope I don't do too much of that at the golf course today. 57 yards with a 10% penalty. Got a tailwind though. And you can see that outer ring sometimes does go onto the fairway. It's because you're chipping with a Doppler-based launch monitor, and if you get too close, it loses accuracy. Okay, I'm gonna quit out of here. End round. Looks like the approach needs to be charged. Okay, we were 9 over after 9 holes, so 18. That means over the entire course we'd have probably shot about a 90, and we can save this. Seems like you're missing a few scores, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't care. We can trash that. Good warm up. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll get this video posted, but I'm gonna head to the real golf course. I hope I have a decent round, and I hope you guys have a good weekend watching the Masters or whatever you got planned. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Later.